Hello everyone, I'm Safwen, I'm CEO of Third Design. So Third Design is a platform for anyone to create 3D content. So think of it as just like Canva for 3D. And we've been here in Station F working on some use cases with businesses, but also we're very, very much excited about the new hype around Metaverse and the Web3 movement. Initially, if you think of like the evolution of media and media consumption, we went from basically textual web pages in the early 90s to adding images, and then evolving from that to adding videos as late as like the 2010s. And what happened is that people are more engaged with video because simply there's movement, there's something humans are more like attracted to naturally. So what we are seeing with 3D is something like on another dimension. Basically, 3D is the closest media form to how we manipulate objects in our lives. So right now, the challenge remains on how to deliver that to the people on a and make it accessible as much as possible. And the technology that we're creating here is a way for anyone to create 3D models and animate them, and like it's the equivalent of creating images and videos if you're talking 2D. So the trick about democratizing such thing is building a platform that is really easy for anyone to start with, and providing them with the tools and templates so that they can start as fast as possible. So what we're trying to achieve here and the progress that we are having with businesses is that basically they can prepare themselves for a 3D future, for the future metaverse, whatever it will be. So starting right now with use cases that are valid right now and that are helping them move the needle. So that's how we're doing it. Yeah, so for us, a metaverse basically is going to be this place where it's a combination of three main technologies: the internet, the blockchain, and 3D. And the way we're looking at it, it's more of a dream where we get a place where we get together, where we do activities in a virtual manner. Certainly, no one can right now predict how or like the form is going to take. So we're more like looking at a dream, a vision of something futuristic. And my personal bet is that we're gonna like discover as we go how this thing is gonna be shaped. No one predicted that something like NFTs will pop up, and here we are with one of the most exciting blockchain applications ever. So it's certainly community driven. It's gonna count heavily on the community engagement. So the best bet for me is to see what happens and interact with the community and be highly responsive to that. For us, like the place certainly is going to be in 3D, and we think of our platform as the most basic building block for the metaverse. So like if you think of but like at the inception of everything, images and photos, people had paint. Now it sounds like a very simple tool, but at those days it was something very interesting. I can go back as the earliest days inception of the computers, where Apple made headways by including fonts. So simple stuff like that, like graphical interfaces and fonts, are what made 2D very appealing to the masses. And for us, what we're doing is we're giving the power of creating 3D models and 3D animations to everyone. And 3D models and animated models are the basic building blocks for 3D and for the metaverse as we see it. So initially, the very first proof of concept I remember developing was basically a virtual experience where people experienced a rocket launch. That was the initial thing we ever made. And then we found out that is highly immersive and people knew everything about what's happening on the scene. After that, we started applying more, focusing heavily on the business side and we tried just showcasing products in 3D, and people liked that, and they saw the benefit to that in assembly instructions and product manuals. Um, so we started adding on top of that, and one day, like we just discovered, we created a 3D animation tool that is online on the web. It was like a weird aha moment. Like we've been developing this software for a while, and we just looked at it, and it's a 3D animation tool. So right now we're doubling down on that because we can provide a lot of value for customers on that end with highly automated, pretty fast animations. On the modeling end, certainly it's a work in progress, and we like to think of it as levels, building like starting with small pieces and adding to them as we grow as a company. Certainly right now, like we're focusing on just scene building and manipulating scenes, which is the most basic form of 3D modeling as we know it. But then hopefully in the next year, we're evolving heavily and investing heavily in the 3D modeling features. And that's going to enable a lot more of creativity, a lot more of freedom for the users to create whatever they want. But that's like we're basically gonna guarantee the users to have 80% of the work done through just 20% of the functionality, and that's like the what we aim at to achieve. So let's start with the entertainment angle. If you look at gamers right now there, and for example, let's take Fortnite. So many gamers are trying to find models and avatars online. So they go on websites like Sketchfab and they search for avatars for certain like characters. And that's not just us saying it. It's like the Google searches, like in the like the number of keywords and like searched with Fortnite avatar download. It's increasingly like being requested by users, and Fortnite is right now is this most like the most popular game out there. But imagine a space where everyone is on the metaverse. Imagine like the demand for creating avatars, for creating props, for creating like houses, virtual houses or virtual objects. So the power to create content right now is centralized for like in the experts' hands, and using expert tools. And the way we see it, we want everyone to create, and not just to like have a metaverse that is dependent on like educated professionals. So right now, like the way we see it in the future, anyone can create their own avatar with 3D models, quirky 3D models that are available for free, but also they can bring their own and customize with all of the modeling techniques available out there. So it's more of a democratization of the tool. It's more of an enabler for these people to go out there and be creative and do whatever they want with 3D. On the business angle, we're seeing so many use cases right now, and if you think of like usually the adoption curve of any technology, it's always the businesses that adopt the technology first, because they are usually very pragmatic, and they measure like performance and return on investment. And if you look at the mixed reality space, for example, like Microsoft right now is leading the way with the HoloLens headset, and people are really hyped about this space and creating trainings and guides and stuff like that. And people are putting money and getting their money like back. Like I saw some terms. Something around like a company invested into 3D training and got a 38 multiple return on investment in terms of winning time and efficiency. So those are heavy gains that are being yielded right now by businesses. And those just are the tip of the iceberg. It's going to continue to grow. More use cases are going to be discovered. It's not going to be just about training or office layout or remote support or something like that. We're going to keep discovering use cases as we go and as the space matures. So why we think like the Web3 movement is very important, like and very tied to the 3D space, is simply because of digital ownership and the concept of the 3D space coming together. So I saw this company like yesterday that had bought like a digital, like a plot of digital land and put an office in it, and they are going to be renting spaces or marketing space in that, like ad space in that office. So all of this is digital, but then the conclusion that we get here, artists are going to have a lot more of area like of freedom to create visually appealing and futuristic or creative buildings or assets or houses or whatever they feel like they want to create. But to control all of this, we need a trust system that enables us to say who owns this and that. And that's where the blockchain comes. It's the trust layer that we add to the system and the ownership layer that we add to it. So if you look at the 3D assets like that you're gonna decorate your house with, those are most definitely going to be NFTs. Also, if we look at the avatar space, if like someone wants to like rent out their avatar. So, for example, if you're a celebrity or a very well known person, and you have let's just take a very weird name right now, LeBron James or any other athlete, they want to rent out their avatar to any person out there. They would feel really, really happy as opposed to like be in the skin, like virtually speaking, of someone they aspire to meet or to be, like at least for a day. So having that like experience documented in terms of like history, in terms of ownership, in terms of also trusting like the transactions, I think that's where blockchain meets 3D. Yeah, that is a difficult question. My answer is certainly going to be a combination of all of them. And usually, I'm going to get back to the community here. I think it's going to be someone from the community. Because these companies have established, in a sense, their DNA as companies. And we have seen throughout the history, it's pretty hard for established companies to pivot at scale. It's feasible. It's certainly feasible, and like some companies did it, but it's pretty hard to pivot at scale. And that's where like competitive people, competitive organizations and startups can come in. And it's if you look at Epic, it's this company that knows how to entertain people, and they have like the digital technical tools to build that. If you look at Facebook and Meta, they're pretty good at engaging people. They have their ways to do that. If you look at Microsoft, they're always focused on productivity and building like business tools. So everyone has their own angle. Certainly they're going to be big players, but we need someone that is in order to achieve this metaverse vision, we need someone that is really all of these things at the same time. And it's everyone and no one. So we're going to have to wait and see. Maybe someone will pop up. Maybe they will be absorbed by another company. Maybe some internal effort of a giant corporation will yield some results. But my personal bet is it's gonna be the community that's gonna make this happen. So yeah. So basically, this is the platform. As you can see, it's a website. You just go in third.design. I'll just start from scratch to show you third.design. Then I go to the studio. Just say right now I'm logged in. So I am right now in the 3D scene, as you can see. I'll just go and add a model. So for now, I'll just go and browse the library. We'll be adding more and more stuff to the library for now. So I'm gonna add this Earth, add object. And there is like the planet there. So like for the animation, I'm not gonna do anything crazy for now. I'm just gonna go here and add an animation and then just rotate the thing. Pretty simple. Just play that. Now I can just like something else. Maybe I can move it down. Just play. It's pretty simple. It's not something complicated, and it's pretty surprising how much you can do with simple stuff like this. After I finish, I can go and download the animations themselves. I can use them in websites or even like in my own apps. So think of it as this design tool that you can do anything with.